All right, family, it's Tasha, Mom Bear Prepping. You already know what time it is. Get your drink, pull up, let's talk about it. So welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so happy you're here supporting me, listening to me babble about things that matter to me, things that are going on in the world, and how we're preparing for them so that you and your family are ready. So let's get into it. I think that's what is alarming today, is that a lot of people are not prepared for what's to come. 90% of people have no clue what's happening. Yeah, they might get snippets here and there. Or, oh yeah, I heard about that. Or, oh, I saw that on a social media feed, whatever, right? I know what's going on, but they don't really know. They don't follow it. They don't care. They have no desire to truly open their eyes and see what's going on, right? Whether that's their fault or not. I mean, to be honest, if you've never been taught about preparedness, if you've never had somebody in your life talk to you about it, and or you didn't grow up that way, if in this world, imagine you only know this, right? You have a job, you go to school, you go to your job, you come home, you eat, you work out, you play video games, you get on social media, you look through all these memes, you look at news, whatever. But if you're not really paying attention to what is going around what is happening around the world, then it's easy to be clueless in today's society. It is easy, right? And so it's sad. It's super sad to know that 90% have no clue what's going on. And some have been told and just choose to not make it a priority, okay? So today I'm going to talk about things we can still do before it gets really bad, right? Before we get to the point where there's empty shelves. Right now is your prime time to continue to do the things you need to do to prepare for that bad day, because that bad day is not going to be a bad day, you guys. It's going to be bad years, okay? Months, years, hopefully not decades, okay? It's going to be a big problem. And I think that it's going to be worse than what even somebody like me who prepares can even fathom. And that's pretty scary thought of, somebody who thinks they're preparing, and it's still going to be a struggle. Okay. The only difference, I think, is that people that prepare at first, they'll have the opportunity to kind of, slowly move into the processes of getting to the point where we run out of stuff or whatever, right? There's things that we can do to make it last, to see what's going on, ration it and make it last longer. But eventually everything runs its course, you guys. Everything runs its course. You run out of it, whatever, okay? Unless you start learning the skills to be self-sufficient and be able to truly survive once the things run out or break or whatever, okay? So 3 minutes in, let's get into it. I've got 7 priorities, 7 things that I think right now and today is important to concentrate on. Number 1 is the top 3, what I call the top 3. A lot of people say, where should I start? What should I always be concentrating? Whatever. Top 3 I think is important, and that's food, water, meds. Food, water, meds, always getting food, always getting water, buying water containers, filling those containers, treating it, catching water, containers to boil in, water itself, right? Buying it over the counter, in gallon forms and bottled water forms, whatever forms. I'm not here to judge you. Some people will tell you that's not the right water to buy. Why are you buying bottled water? Baby, it's water. Get your water, girl, okay? And get it stacked up. I don't care what anybody's telling you. First of all, water doesn't go bad. Can that plastic eventually leach or maybe pick up and pull in something from, depending on where you set it? Absolutely. So if you've got tons of water in your garage sitting on the cement, or tons of water sitting in your basement on the cement, pick that up. You need to put some wood down, something down before you run into some issues. But don't listen to people who be like, you're not doing it right. What you're doing it right by just taking the steps to prepare, okay, and learn and open your mind to do that, okay? So water, food, meds. Get your top 3 in order today. Take a look at what's going on with your over-the-counter meds. What stuff do you have? Think about all the different parts of your body. Get those things done. If you are pretty seasoned and you're like, hey, I have my medical, my medical stuff in order, I have my meds in order, cool. Think about your holistic stuff. Think about your backups, okay? Think about your books and your literature, okay? Get that stuff in order, okay? Number 2 thing I have is Preserve food, preserve food, preserve food, preserve food. I can't stress this enough. Get food and then preserve it. This is water bathing. This is pressure canning. I don't care if it's a real pressure canner, if it's an electric pressure canner. This is dehydrating food. This is getting a drying rack. This is getting a smoker. This is currying meat. This is putting food away in plastic buckets. Okay, this is putting food away, vacuum sealed food in your freezer. This is, vac sealing food, or putting food in Mylar bags and sealing it that way with oxygen absorbers. This is all those things, okay? I want you to get comfortable that is what we need to get back to. We need to get back to the days where we preserve food. And again, if you're seasoned, you're like, I am doing the things. I'm dehydrating every day. I'm canning every day. Take a look at yourself hardcore then and think about, okay, how would you do those processes if you didn't have power? How would you do those processes if you didn't have those electronics? You didn't have those things, right? They ran out, they broke. We get back to some Stone Age times where you're having to figure out, okay, how do you dry meat safely outside in the sun? How do you do these things, right? How do you cure meat? How do you hunt? How do you do this? Okay, how did they preserve food when they didn't have refrigeration, freezers, things like that? Expand your knowledge, get some books. That's what I'm saying. This is more than just do these things and everybody's like, she's saying the same thing. I've already done these things at 10,000 ways. There's always something more to be learned. There's always an area that can be expanded on your knowledge. And knowledge is power. And that's how you make it later when you don't have any of these things, right? I'm telling you, go out, get the things, get the things, get the things. Absolutely. Because that's going to make your life much easier. However, you need to be preparing for the day you don't have the things or when they run out, because things are going to get bad, and it's going to get bad in a way that I don't think any of us have, majority of us haven't dealt with and can't comprehend truly how bad it can get. Okay. So preserve food, preserve food, preserve food. Another thing you can do is start your garden. Start your garden today. I'm talking about today. Get up, go to Dollar Tree, go to Walmart, go wherever you have to go. Get you some containers, get you some dirt, get some seeds, grow it. Okay. If anything, okay. Do you have garlic and potatoes at home? Okay. Take some potatoes, put them out, let them start rooting, or not rooting, let them start sprouting, okay? So let them start sprouting a little bit. Get you some garlic, get a couple containers. You can use old milk containers, whatever you have, okay? Go out, see what containers you have laying around, okay? Plant those. Take an old plastic bin that you use to do whatever, right? Keep old clothes in, whatever. Take that stuff out, fill it with dirt, throw that potato in that dirt, throw some garlic in another pot, okay? And a minimum, first of all, both of those you can do from your home scratch, right? From your food that you have at home, okay? From scraps. They grow super fast, and that's delicious, having potatoes and some fried up with some garlic, some salt and pepper, and then boom. Potatoes grow really fast. And they're easy. They're easy to grow, okay? You don't have to be a scientist to grow potatoes. You do want to do research and expand your mind so that you can grow the biggest potatoes possible, right? You can yield the most potatoes, but it's easy, okay? You need to start today. Start teaching yourself how to do this stuff today. You don't have to overwhelm yourself for the first time and say, oh, I'm going to plant all these seeds, and you don't know anything, and you're just planting all these seedlings or whatever. Take it slow, but do it. Do something. Do it and do it well. Somebody just said, when you, this was something that somebody told me about my other channel. They said, Tasha, as you move forward with different projects with your homestead, pick an area, do it, set it up, do everything you need to do the work, the research, whatever, and do it very well. Do that one thing very well, instead of spreading yourself across 10 projects and then none of them are done well. You did 10 projects, but none of them are really to the level that you desire to have them at, okay? So pick a couple crops, get them growing today, okay? It's just like canning. It's very addictive. And once you start and once you see a little bit of results, you're going to grow as a person and want to do some more and want to grow some more and want to research some more so you can execute it better the next time, okay? That's what I want you to do, okay? Number 4 thing I want you to do, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4 is increase your security of your home. Okay, I've mentioned this many times. The thing with food is it's not an issue till it's gone, right? It's there until it's not there, right? Everything looks normal on the shelves until it's not normal. And with that, because it's going to be such a steep learning curve, it's going to be there and then it's gone. It's going to be chaos. And you're going to have a lot of upset people. Crime is going to happen. And so your home and your level of security is super, super important when we talk about, you know, getting it together, making sure somebody can't just come in, and that your home is an easy target to be able to get food, because food crimes are going to be a concern. It can be an issue. If somebody sees that you're an easy target, you keep all your food in your garage and they can see that, they're going to take advantage of that. Okay. So 4, increase your security footprint, get smarter about your security, really make an effort to take a look at it and see how you can make it better. Okay. I get it. People are like, well, if we have security cameras, we have a fence, we're fine. But really walk your property and really look at it. Walk it at night and see where your dark areas are at and not well lit areas are around your place where people could hide and look and watch. Okay. Something as simple as, you know, windows are open, you're having dinner with your family at night and people are outside watching. You know, what vantage point can people see into your home at night and see what you're doing? Can clearly see, because you have lights on, that you guys are eating a 4-course meal. Their family is not eating, and they can clearly see you guys are eating a great meal. Okay, that's a problem. All right. So those are the things you need to pay attention to. Where can people see you from? Discernment as far as understanding that people are watching you and not letting people see. And something as simple as at nighttime, windows are open and people can see in and see what's happening, what you're doing, and seeing that you have food. Okay, that's a problem. Number 5 thing I have is build your grid down compound, if you will, right? Your kit, your massive kit, if you will. But this is my thing with grid down, right? So if you go on any kind of website, you know, FEMA, Red Cross, whatever, they have lists of emergency kit for grid down crisis situation. And it's small lists of whatever. But I'm going to just name off all the areas, okay, that you should be concentrating on when I tell you to prepare for grid down. You're going to prepare for grid down, no power, no electricity in each of these areas, okay? And you're going to tackle them one at a time. I tell people, write these down, put them in order of priority for you and your family, and then start to execute and knock them out, okay? So these are not in any kind of order, you guys, but food, water, heat, cooling, so being able to have alternate heating and cooling, be able to keep yourself warm or cool with no power, paper products, cooking, meds, medical supplies, your toilet situation, your emergency toilet system, your shower, your hygiene. These are all different, okay? So you can concentrate in that area. Your comms or communications, your fortification, your security. Again, fortification is different than security. Your power situation. Do you plan to incorporate some sort of power, right? Some kind of power, solar bank, solar panels, whatever. Lights. So how are you lighting? Your pets is a different area. The garden, right? Entertainment, fuels, and water storage specifically. Those are my areas for grid down specifically. Concentrate on each of those areas, get those things done, and then you'll have everything covered, okay? But it is hard to just do it all. It can be overwhelming, okay? And so take the time to put those in order and then start knocking those out, okay? If you get that far where you've done everything that I've said so far, priority-wise, there's 2 other things that I think are important today to prepare for, okay? And that's EMP and that's nuke. So number 6 thing I have is build a Faraday cage. People ask me all the time, how did you build yours? Different ways. I go directly, everything I kind of learned really was from the EMP doctor on YouTube. But there's several different ways that you guys can do this. Just think metal compartment, taped off, right? There's all types of Faraday cage type products, right? EMP tape, shielding fabric, There's old school tin foil, but it's basically taking something in a gasket sealed, completely sealed, a thick steel metal box of some sort. Get something in there, wrap it with this different materials, tape it off, seal it off, and that should help. The thing is that most of us haven't gone through, some sort of EMP, CME type situation, right? That was hardcore to really truly understand if these things will work. But I think that it is smart and will behoove you to do these things and get your gear into these boxes that you've built, so that you can make them as safe as possible. Okay, so there's no guarantees. I hear people talk about EMP shield all the time, right? That's different devices you can put on your home and your car, but again, none of us truly know if those things are really going to work the way that they're supposed to protect our car, to make sure it's still running and we can get home even though a major EMP has hit. Same thing with the home. So I'm not saying they don't by any means, right? There goes that sponsorship. I'm not sponsored, but I'm just saying, right? We don't truly know if these things are going to work or not. And that's kind of the thing. But to me, building something, it's worth the effort, and it's worth the chance that it's going to protect those items. But again, if you should be learning how to do things without the things, then at the end of the day, it's okay. If it doesn't work, then we move on, we push on, and we do things without those, things. Okay. And then my seventh thing that I just mentioned a minute ago is getting ready for nuclear fallout. Putting together or figuring out in your home where your nuclear shelter would be, right? A lot of people will be like, well, if you don't have a basement, you don't have this, you're dead in the water. That's not true, okay? There's so many variables that are involved that will depend on your level of survival, period, right off the jump, okay? But if you are far enough away that you have survived something, and then depending on how close you are to something is going to depend on your fight for getting through a situation that has possible radiation or radiation fallout, okay? And so there's some things that you need to do to get ready for that. You need to get your nuclear fallout ready. Where in your home is your nuclear shelter fallout? If you got on your phone the message talking about there is an incoming missile, where are you and your family going in your home? And does everybody know where that's at? And how do you fortify that location? How do you keep as safe as possible in that area? Okay. You need to have your game plan when it comes to that. Okay. Fallout, getting people home, that type of thing. I know it's kind of scary. And I also know the more we go through this, people are going to get complacent. Even the people that were like, oh, this is an actual threat that could happen right now. But even those people are going to get sick of talking about it, sick of hearing it, and are going to get complacent and be like, okay, we've talked about this so much. This is silly. This is not even going to happen. You're going to have preppers, okay, that are going to be like, it's just too much. I'm sick of talking about it. It's not going to happen. And they stop preparing for it in the best way that they can for their family. They stop talking about, discussing it, whatever. And that's not the thing that I think we should be doing right now. I think that it's an area that you should be taking a minute to pause and think about how you would take care of your family. Pause and think about how would you block off your windows, your vents, things like that. It needs to be given some time and some effort on what is the plan. Okay, if the plan is to look, if we're even anywhere close to radiation, we're getting in the car and going, then fine. But you better have the most bangingest, car kit put together already. Your bags put together, ready to go. What is the plan to get everybody together so that you can go? Okay, I'm not knocking it. If that's the plan, that's the plan. But are you truly ready for that? Okay, if you think your plan is just to get in your car and drive somewhere and you have nothing, that's going to be a problem, okay? Especially if you don't have a plan and you have no idea where you're going. You're homeless now and you're living on the streets. You're telling me you don't even have a tent or any kind of food and water in your car ready to go for this type of scenario. Okay, so think it through, think what the plan is, get those things ready, and knock it out. Same thing with is the importance of getting that nuclear room together. Is the importance of getting the car ready, making sure that everything is good to go in case you had to, like I said, leave because it's too close and you don't want to, stick around. Okay. Me and my family, I mean, we're sticking around for a lot of things, and that's one of those things you just don't know. We will hunker down for fallout, but you just don't know. You really don't know what you're going to do until you have all the facts of what's going on. How close are you? What is your level of exposure? All of that stuff matters. Okay. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm super excited to see what your guys' thoughts are on these things. I would just tell you that if you're new, knock these things out little by little. Okay. I know it can be stressful. It can be a little overwhelming. If you are seasoned, really, really take a look at yourself. Take a look at these areas. Yes, fill holes, whatever, but see how you can expand and elevate what you already know in these areas. Whatever you've done in these areas, how can you expand that? Okay. What more can you learn? What more literature can you get? How else can you make it even that much better? Because we are dealing with time right now, and every day counts as far as trying to get your family that much further ahead as far as the length of time that this will last. Okay. And so it's super important, you guys. We could have days, months, years before it really, really hits. But I think right now, today, the lovely thing is that you can go and get up right now and go to the grocery store and get some things. Or you can go right now and go on Amazon or whatever websites and order things right now. And you can still prepare. Okay, so please do so. Continue to get your house in order. Blessings from my bear cave to yours. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.